What's up, guys? I'm gonna do a trade recap for the day. I feel like it'll be better if I talk about it than to show it, just because I know I could have executed on it better, and I want to tell you kind of why and what my thought process was getting into these trades. So the first trade I took was Netflix. I'll open up NQ just so you guys can see. Alright, so this is what NQ was doing at the time. Let's do it from. Alright, so the reason I like Netflix, I liked 318 and I got in early because I saw this momentum. Honestly, I got in, I think, too early. I had two alerts. I had one at 318.50 and then another at like 318.20 or something like that. This 20 cent alert would have been the better entry. It's closer to my level, meaning that there's a higher chance of success if this level hits. It's going to be less reward technically, but you're taking less risk since you know that you're closer to your level, and if momentum is still good down here, chances are you will break. But I got in here, so at the time, this is a minute before my entry, what I'm seeing. I'll do a NQ chart so you guys can see. 37. Yeah, so I get in the next minute. So I see this right now. I see we broke low of day. We bounced for, like say half a minute, I don't know, something like that. Turned to a big red candle. The low of this candle is 318.60. So the next minute, I get in right here. We break this low. I get in right here. I'm green for a second, and then this turns red to green, this candle. I'm looking for downside, so I make money when the stock goes down, obviously. So I'm green for a second. This turns red to green. Let's see what NQ is doing at the time. NQ has a big green candle, so that's a red flag on both of these. You have red to green right above your level pretty much before your alert went off, so we can bounce here. NQ has a big green candle right next to high of day. A good thing is that NQ's been pushing this whole time, and then Netflix was kind of staying stable. See all these wicks on the top side, and then a big drop down when NQ drops down. That's good. That means that this stock is weaker than the rest of the market. This green candle is a lot smaller than this candle. But now let's see what happens after this. So at this point, pretty much my stop, it was a little wide, especially for my entry. I was honestly stopping out, near the high of this wick, just because I know that there's sellers here. If we get above this, the play is most likely not going to happen. This honestly could have been a stop. I see this, and I see this. I could just stop out, wait for it to come back down, actually come down to my level, 318.20 or 318.10 even, and then get in then. But I held. I had a wide stop. But I did have a smaller position. I wasn't in, too heavy, just because it is Netflix on a Thursday, so contracts are going to be volatile. And I knew that going in. So next candle, kind of just hovering around. It's still not stopped out yet. Play could still happen. I'm looking, if we go back below here, chances are we will break. But it's more of a hope thing. You don't want to if we do come here, then it'll look good. At this point in time, that's not what's happening yet. You want it to be happening, be in when it's happening, not hope for it to happen and be already in. See, still, rejecting this 50-cent area. The low of this candle was 60 cents, so still technically could have been out here when this turned green, and then just waited for that 20-cent level. This was an early entry, so with that, you should have a tighter stop, but I didn't at the time. Is this the same? Okay, let's see what NQ did. So now, look, NQ is kind of, just hovering around the same area. Netflix is pushing up, so that's another red flag. That's two red flags now. It's bouncing here, red to green, and now this is like technically a little bit stronger than the market. Look at the size of this red candle. and then look at the size of this, and then look at the size of this green. It goes, back above here, but whatever. Boom, I get stopped out. I could have stopped out here with a tight stop loss, but I wanted to hold because, like, all honesty, I was too attached to the position. I, I was thinking about profits more than stopping out, but that's the wrong thing to do because it's just not good risk reward for your account. You want to be stopping out as soon as possible, as soon as these red flags come up. I got in with this momentum, and the momentum stopped almost right away. I was green for a second, and then now I'm like, a little bit red here, and then boom, stopped out for, a decent percent loss. I knew that the loss could have been a decent percent just because it is Netflix on a Thursday, but still I could have prevented most of that loss. So I ended up stopping out way higher than I should have. I could have had, a third the size of the loss that I did have, but I still managed it well just because I wasn't in too heavy. What I could have done better, wait closer to your level. If this looks, kind of like an extended move, wait closer to your level. Don't just get in because it's, it's at 50 cent mark. Let me get in here. I do like these candles, but if it were to continue, it'll look even better. I didn't wait for it to continue. I jumped the gun too early. I got in. I think there was a signal to get in that might have, affected my decision making, but that's not what you want to do. You want to execute according to your plan and your strategy. My plan was, I had an alert. It was probably right here, 22 cents or something like that. And then I had another alert at 50 cents. Okay, I guess that was at or above, whatever. So I had another alert there. Realistically, I only had that alert so I know, like, all right, we're coming into that level, but I should have waited for this one. That was the right thing to do. I would have had a worse buy fill, but that's fine because the chance of me stopping out is smaller the closer to your level, with more momentum. So that was my first trade. What else did I write? So something else I could have done, I could have got a starter here when this went green to red at low of day. This is clearly an early entry. Like, this is very early. This is risky, but there is price action telling you that there is a decent probability of this continuing down just because you see these small green candles, a lot of wicks on the top, big red candle. Buyers try buying it up, and then sellers just get them out of the way. So then I could have got in with a starter position, not a full position, right here when this turned green to red. And then my stop loss could have been the same level with a lot tighter of a stop. Instead of getting in all the way at this low, waiting for this candle to break, because the risk reward on this with these profit targets is a lot better than this with these profit targets having the same stop loss on both of them. So that was my first trade on Netflix. Definitely could have done better, could have had better entries. Either this entry or this entry down here would have been better. I just kind of, saw this momentum and then jumped the gun too early. And then also I had too wide of a stop. I had enough telling me I should have been out on the same candle. In and out on the same candle. That's fine. Still could be better. You could have gotten here and then got out on the same candle if the same thing happened with NQ here. But that would have been better than, getting in, not stopping out, seeing this candle, hoping for it to come back down, saying, oh, if we come back here, then it'll look good again. If you're ever saying, if we come back here, it's going to look good again, you should get out, wait for it to get back there, and then get back in. Don't, be going red and then hope for, I want this to happen. Like, that's something I talked about in mistakes traders make. It happens to everyone, but you want to just make sure that you're not you know, if you have early signs to get out, take it, because you want to have the tightest stops possible, especially as a scalper. So then the other trade I took was on Nvidia. This was a green trade, but I could have done a lot better on it. So something with me getting in early today. I don't know why, but this is my second trade. I got in early. So I was looking for 280. So let me go to the bigger time frame first. So yesterday's high was 280. Let me just chart that real quick. 280 to the dot. See this high? It's like right around here. 280 high. Yesterday right at close. So I'm looking for. Let me go back to the 1 minute. So this is the minute before I get in. Just so you guys can see my perspective of why I entered the position. Okay, yeah. So, same thing. I jumped the gun too early. If I wanted to play this high, which that is what I wanted to do, I saw this downtrend. I guess, yeah, at the time this looked fine, but during the trade, I'll show you guys what happened. But so yeah, I saw this downtrend, a decent sized green candle. I got in when we broke the high of that candle. Boom. We went green to red. Same thing as the Netflix trade. Let's see what NQ did at the time. See, NQ is still hovering. So at this point, my stop loss is just the bottom of this candle. I don't want to give up this whole candle. That's pretty much how I was looking at it. You know, trendline breaks, bull flags, those aren't really the best patterns to trade. You want to trade price action and key levels, not, you know, patterns and trend lines and stuff like that. But the price action I was seeing is that we broke above this, you know, downtrend, meaning sellers got exhausted. You have wicks here, you had wicks here, so this whole area there's buyers. So that is something I did like to see. We have a lot of buyers in this area. You know, we're hovering around this area, we're working to both sides, we break it to the upside, come back, retest, buyers prove to still be there, and then we bounce up. So that's why I got an early entry right here. So now at this point I see that we're struggling at this swing high, which is, you know, 65 cents before the 280 level, which is the break I was looking for. So the first break I was looking for was here, profit target around this area. I realistically did 25 cents just because it's a psychological number before my level. And then I was looking for this 281 for the rest of my position. That was my trade idea going into it. Get in here, risk this candle, 280, you know, this area, sell around here, and then sell the rest here. So I have a good risk to reward on this. Just need to see it play out. So you can see even this candle volume isn't that high. Volume on this next candle is way higher. Well, not way higher, but it's higher. But these are all sellers. And same with NQ. You have almost no volume in these candles. You see, as you get farther away from open, this volume just dies down. So playing these swing highs is really, it's not the best idea. So we keep going, we keep consolidating in this area. You know, my stop loss isn't getting triggered yet. I'm stopping out around here. So I'm giving up pretty much 50 cents. That's the most drawdown I'm looking for. 50 cents in the stock, not the contracts. I think the most I was down was maybe 4 or 5% on this. It wasn't much of a drawdown. It just wasn't the price action I was expecting to see. Alright. So now these two charts are synced up. So this candle, we have a red flag. NQ breaks high of day. Nvidia is still below high of day, still struggling in the same area. You see this whole area we keep looking at. we can't really close above here with strength. So that's a red flag. You have an NQ breakout, green to red. This is at one point a big green candle turned red. So that's a red flag. But I did like how Nvidia was holding up. So I was close to stopping out on all of these candles because we were getting close to my stop loss. But it just kept looking like buyers kept selling. What am I saying? Buyers kept buying the dips of all of these candles. This candle was spooky, but this was my entry candle. I wanted it to play out faster. That was kind of more what I was looking for, but I just stuck to my stop because I knew that my risk reward is a lot higher. This is more of like a longer trade you have to let play out. So let's see what happens after this. Do I have notes on this one? So Nvidia, yeah, jumped the gun too early. Should have waited till, so this high was 79.35. If I did want to play this high, I should have waited till like 25 cents or something like that, 10 cents before, or just got in, here at like 279.90. Quick scalp above 280, higher probability of success. But this was a good risk to reward, which is, that's okay if that's what you're looking for. So let's see how it plays out. So we break this high. It's a good sized candle. And then NQ also breaks the high, but NQ wicks again. But it closes better. So, the trade looks okay. I'm still ready for a turnaround. At this point, I'm moving my stop up to now a little less than break even, the low of this candle. Just because if we go back below this candle, that's not what I want to see. I want this trade to work out in my favor, especially after you see big volume here, a big momentum push up past high of day. So I want to see 2-3 candles push into 280. This candle is okay. This is just patience. You see that we opened here, pushed up a little bit, pushed down. Buyers bought this dip, so that was good. I like to see the buyers buy these candles, especially right after you broke high of day. And look at this NQ candle. So look at Nvidia versus NQ. NQ has a big red candle. It breaks past the low of this high of day push, and Nvidia is holding. Buyers are holding this up. They're not letting it push back down to this consolidation range. So that's good. But this is, there's a red flag, something to keep note of. Because NQ, if it drops down here, if it drops below, this area, it's going to take Nvidia right with it. Okay, now watch that. This candle got, right to that low. I didn't stop out just because that was a quick wick and buyers bought it right up. But I'm ready to sell right here. This goes red to green. Let's just play it out, see how it works. So at this point, I want this to happen soon. I don't like this price action right here. I'm still green or break even on the trade, so I have some room to work with, but I want it to happen soon. Let's see what NQ is doing. So right here, so yeah, you see NQ is now stronger than Nvidia again. That was kind of the story of a lot of this trade, is that NQ was pushing and Nvidia was just consolidating. So I'm in the trade, I'm break even, and I'm seeing that NQ is starting to push back up, and Nvidia is not making as strong of a move. You see, it hasn't broke high of day, and look at NQ here. So that's a red flag. If NQ pulls back, I'm ready for Nvidia to have a stronger pullback. So having this early entry, it's risky because you don't know that this is going to happen. You don't know that Nvidia is going to be weaker than the rest of the market when the market starts pushing up like this. So if I had an entry, here, whoops. Sorry guys. So yeah, if I just had an entry here, I would have no stress. I wouldn't care what's happening here. I'll just wait for my level to come. If everything looks right here, I'll take it. But I got in early. I was looking for a bigger move, which causes you to have to sit through this volatility, this chop, consolidation, and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know at what point Nvidia is going to become stronger or weaker than the rest of the market. So we keep chopping around. We break this high. We wick. We're still chopping around this range. At this point, I like to see that we are uptrending. So Nor was on mic saying if we grind up to 280, he doesn't want to take it. He wants to take power candles into 280 because you want to see a momentum push right through. You don't want to see it going like this, break by a couple cents, come back down, chop. No, you want to see a momentum push right through. What time? 10:10. So yeah, look at this. This is exactly what I was saying. NQ is pushing. For one candle, it holds that high, and then the next candle pushes right through. Nvidia is struggling to make a new high. Wicks here again. Now it's just closing right around there. Now it's started to make those highs. This was a good candle. If you wanted a closer entry to your number, this is a good red to green. You saw that buyers bought this up on an NQ red candle. So now Nvidia's green, NQ's red. Nvidia was red for a second, but buyers bought it right back up. So that's good to see, especially right before your level. And then boom, next candle breaks right through, while NQ does nothing. So at this point, I sell half my position here. I didn't sell it right at the 280 break. I was looking for this. I think my key level was like 38, but I sold at 25 cents just because it was a psychological number. If it's if I'm like 10 cents away from my key level that I had charted at a psychological number, I'll just sell it there. A couple cents in the stock, it's not going to make a huge difference. Plus, I was looking for a bigger move after this one. So covering some here, it's fine. It makes no difference, that 10 cents. It's better for you to sell early than for this level to not hit and you never sell. So at this point, I sell some. This was a big green candle right through. I'm like, all right, this looks good. We're gonna hit this 281. I'm gonna cash out. I'm gonna look good on the day. But this candle wicked. It closed right at 280. You can see close. It's right under this 1 minute thing. Closed 280. So that's a red flag. That's not what you want to see. You want to see it close above strong. Let's say we close at this 20 cents. That would be a lot better. But since we close at 280, it says that sellers are above this 280. You don't know how high they are, but they're selling it above this 280. For them, that's a good sell. They don't want to sell here because they're looking to get a better fill on their side. So sellers are selling there, and then buyers aren't strong enough to keep us above. They're not looking for a bigger move past that. So they're only chilling around here in this area. That's pretty much what price action is. You're looking at where buyers are, where sellers are, and how they're reacting at each level. So this is first red flag. I'm in with half my position, so I already sold some for a nice profit. This was a good move I caught. Got in early, so I'm happy that I caught a good move. And I'm still even looking for this 281, if everything works right. So let's do what happens next. So NQ has a little red candle. Boom, Nvidia, big red candle. So I honestly should have sold no farther than here. That should have been my, I'm out, I'm done. But this candle was so big, happened so quick that I hesitated, and I'm like, all right, Oh, at this point, I think I had drawn some trend line like that. Yeah, I had drawn something like that. So we bounce, bounce, bounce. These aren't, you know, the best things to buy and sell on, but I saw it respect. And then I think I had also drawn this out. Yeah, you see we're using this as resistance in the beginning. You know, we keep rejecting off it. Now we're using this as support. So yeah, I was looking at that area. So let's see what happens next. Green candle, but these are small little candles. This is pretty much the start of a bull flag. That might have been what I was looking at. Yeah, this is like a bull flag. If we break here above here, you know, that's what some traders look at. Boom. See, now price action is telling me this area. Let me just delete this. Now, okay, so sellers jump in strong above 280. They push us all the way down here, back to this little range. We bounce on this range, so that's good, but I honestly should have been out even before we got to there. But now look at this next candle. We open here, we push up, and then sellers push us right back down. So that's a red flag. And this candle, you know, it's pretty much doing nothing. 1, 2, 3. I get out here. So we bounce here again. I'm like, damn, I'm at pretty much break even at this point. I'm barely green. I should have got out up here. Like that's what I'm thinking at this point. What time is this? 10:18. Yeah. NQ pushes down, brings this with it. You know, this lost all momentum that I had. Should have sold everything here, but or honestly no, I should not have sold everything there. I should have sold the rest here. I had the right idea, because I generally like scaling out. So scaling out at each target, this one target to this next target, it would have paid nice, and it was a good idea. But sold half here, did the right thing with that. Let half run, or sell those if we, you know, start rejecting. We clearly rejected 280. And then we clearly pushed right back down this next candle. And look at the volume on this candle. It's oh, can you even see that? Yeah, you can. Okay. So look at the volume on this candle. So there's so many sellers, you know, right at this area. So I should have sold right here. I would have locked in a nice profit. This was, I think, like 20% or maybe even more. So this would have been still, you know, high teens, maybe 17% or something like that with my entry. But I pretty much let it get back to break even and then sold the rest here. What I could have done better in this trade, one, not get an early entry. So both of my trades today I had super early entries. Damn, this video is so long. Okay, so both my trades I had super early entries. Didn't get all the confirmation I needed. But even looking at it, this would have been a, you know, a high risk, because look at that drawdown before he came back up. So this is the same thing. If you get in 10-15 cents before your level, chances of success are a lot higher, and you're in this trade for literally like 30 seconds. Goes in your way right away, or it doesn't, and you stop out. But I was holding, looking for a bigger move on both of them. I caught a good move. Should have sold the rest right here, but I didn't. I was saying to myself, sellers jumped in so quick that it's almost not even real. Like, buyers are gonna step in, right? No, and then we come all the way down here. But that's the wrong way to go about it. If you see something, you have to act quick, especially when you're scalping, because things can turn around so quick. Like, look at what happens the rest of the day. See what I mean? Like, literally, it peaked right here, and then it never came back. So the quicker that you react to these, these movements, this rejection at this level, the better it is for you, because it could literally never come back. And look at Netflix too, the same thing happened. See, I got in here and it went all the way up. It ripped literally $10. It had a $10 move. So you can say, oh, I hope it comes back. Even more than that after that. But you can say, oh, I hope it comes back. It could literally never come back. The stock is no shits about you or your money. It's going to do whatever it wants to do. Buyers want to buy it up, they will. If sellers want to sell, they will. But those are the two trades. So both of them, I got in way too early. Both of them, I sold way too late. Could have had better entries closer to my level. This one, it would have never even been a trade if I had just waited for my level to hit. It's 20 cents or 15 cents to hit. So could have had better entries, which is less reward but higher chance of success, which at the end brings a more limited loss because you're not even taking this trade. So that's it. I'm gonna cut it here. This is super long. Hopefully this helps you guys. This is the process of journaling, pretty much. Like, what I'm saying is what I write in my journal, how I could have improved this trade, the things I did right, the things I could have done better, and then you go from there. You keep track of your stats, your tendencies, and then that's how you can improve as a trader in the long term. You can see the patterns that keep building up. You keep selling late and we'll sell quicker. Find the, oh, we had a red to green right here. Could I have sold right here? Like, there's clear evidence that yes, I could have sold right there. What's this candle? Yeah, look at this candle. Definitely could have sold right there and waited for a better entry. Definitely could have just waited for my level to hit. Had a worse entry than a lot of the other members in the group, but in the long term, it's limiting your risk because you're not getting in these early entries on a pretty extended move already. So yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna cut it here. Hopefully this helps you guys. Peace.